Welcome back everybody to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this 2024 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xe. It is an electrified version of the Jeep that we all know and love. Same style, same iconic headlights, same everything, but it's a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle now, and that is absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look. Usual, up first, we're going to start with the front of this Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. You can see that I have the painted fenders and not just the black ones, which is a little bit of an add-on as well. But I love how you have those daytime running LEDs right there in the fenders. Makes the car look wide. You can see a good shot of the tires and the nice suspension in there. We also have this steel front bumper, and we have fog lights built in. This part of the bumper can actually come off. You need a different approach angle, you want it to be a little bit less wide, you can do that. And we also have this worn winch, which is fantastic. Can pull up to 8,000 pounds with this thing, believe it or not. So this thing can get you or your friends or your neighbors or bystanders out of trouble at any point, especially in the winter, especially in bad weather. So we love that. Then we have like these nice blue accents because, like I said, this is now an electrified vehicle. So we have blue accents for the tow hooks right here. Love that as well. Nice big things. This grille is a little bit redesigned here. It's a little bit wider, a little bit like more sleeker, but still the iconic look. They've kept it and I love it. So then we also get this front camera with the washer nozzle as well. Excellent to have. We've got these hood latches that, you know, they kind of latch down, latch up. Then let's actually look at the hood. We have active vents. These actually work. They are real. You can see we have a hinge here as well because this windshield can actually fold down and tuck right under there, so it's not actually riding on the hood. And then look at this. We have this nice black decal with this nice blue around it that says 4xe on it. It's super nice. I love looking at it. I love the blue accents. Even on the side here, you can see it says Rubicon right there. If you had the Willys trim, it would say Willys, and the front end is just fantastic. I'm just such a fan of this Jeep. I've never driven a Jeep in my life. This is so impressive. So before we move on, let's take a look at what's powering this Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. I have a 2-liter turbocharged plug-in hybrid engine. It's got an 8-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel drive, of course. That is producing 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. Now we also have a battery on board. That's about 17 kilowatt-hour battery that's going to do 34 kilometers on a full charge. And if you have fast charging available at home or in public, it can charge to full in about 2 hours, which isn't bad. If you use the normal wall outlet plug like I've been doing this week, you're gonna get about like 12 to 11 hours of time there. All right, so we move on to the side. Like I said, you can see the Rubicon thing. Let's zoom in quick. Look at the size of these absolutely massive tires, and you get this nice Jeep logo right here. They are so big. These are actually winter tires because I am in Quebec and they haven't switched over yet, so that's fantastic. Then look at this. We have the E. You can see the E for the 4xe, obviously, and then we can unplug this, and that is where you're going to plug in your vehicle. Nice and up front, so you don't have to back it up, don't have to worry about anything. It's very nice. Then they have the trail heated, and I believe they took off the antenna. Jeeps used to have antennas, and I believe they took it off and put it here, and then they kind of wired it through the column here. I'm pretty sure that's what they've done, and that's really cool. Then we have Jeep Wrangler right there. I like these hinges, right? It's all very rugged, and it's also because it can come off. These doors can come off, you can store them, and it's very cool that too. But it also has one-touch lock and unlock features, something you maybe wouldn't expect if the doors come off, but there you go. The side profile, when we zoom out, looks really fantastic. The ground clearance is really good. It's really easy to get into. You can also see we have those rock guards on the bottom. That helps a lot too. But I just love to look at this thing from every angle. So let's check out the back. Okay, so now onto the back, you can see we have a massive spare tire right there. So if you run into a pinch, you're covered. Again, we have a blue tow hook. Really like these taillights. 4xe logo right there. Plenty of room to see out the windshield back here. Very nice. Again, we have this nice steel bumper in the rear too. So you can really bang some stuff around with this thing and not really have any problems. And then you can also lock and unlock the trunk by pulling this, and it opens this way. So if you just wanted to slide something in quickly, you could do that. But you know, this kind of opens too. Nothing's automatic, but honestly, I don't care. And then you have a ton of room here in the trunk, and as well as you can see, you can actually take these back panels off too. you can really take a lot of stuff off. This is like a modular vehicle. It's very cool. And the thing that stands out is we have the Alpine sound system back here. It's a subwoofer. Sounds fantastic throughout the whole vehicle. Then we have some storage right under here. That's where this bag goes, but I kept it out here because I really want to show you this. So it comes with this little box, right? And this little box has outlets in it. So basically what I'm pretty sure you can do is you can plug this into our port that I showed you up there, and you can kind of charge stuff on the go. You can use the battery for other things. If you want to charge your phone, or if you're in a pinch, you need to charge something, you can do that right from the onboard battery, provided you have power in it. So that is a cool feature, and they include like this nice little bag. This comes from right from the factory. I don't know if you have to pay extra for it. I don't think so, however, so that's very nice. We also have a 12-volt DC battery charger back here as well, and a bunch of tie downs. You can see I got 3 here and 3 back here as well. Fold those seats down, you're gonna have a ton of space. This is absolutely a fantastic Jeep to own, but you're gonna have to pay for it. It's 92 grand. Kind of nuts. So let's hop into the interior. I'll talk about it. I'll show you the back, show you the front, and then of course I'm going to take it on a POV drive. Let's get to it. So first up, as usual, is the rear for the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. You can see we have the blue stitching. This is a theme that's going to continue. Also, I left my baby car seat in here so that you can see it's a newborn, so you'll see that in a second. So we'll talk about that in a second. But these seats can fold down. You'll have a bunch of space. You can see we got like some subwoofers up here, which is very nice. And like this is kind of the frame that you're going to see when the doors and stuff are off. So really cool looking. I like these Jeep mats too. Not much in terms of the door. You have like a little nice metallic handle. Feels very nice. But let's hop in. We have no step because you have like these rock guards here. But so you do have to kind of really lift the old leg up and then jump in kind of thing. But if you're, you know, relatively tall, it's not really that big of a deal. Sitting behind my driver profile, this is as far back as the driver's seat will go. Not lean back wise, but like space wise, this is as far back as we're going to get here, and it's perfect. I still have a bunch of room behind myself. Not really touching the seat too much. I'm very comfortable. These leather seats are very comfortable, so that's nice. I've got a nice little view. We're quite high up here. I have some vents back here as well as some window controls. No heated seats or anything like that back here. I have USB, some 12-volt power, stuff like that down there, but there's no heated seats or anything, and that sucks. I mean, for $92,000, heating would be something. At least heated seats in the back would be something that I would kind of like to see, but unfortunately we don't. But at least we have vents. I mean, that's not bad, right? Okay, so let's keep it moving. So let's talk about the baby seat. So my baby absolutely loves the Jeep. She falls asleep the instant it starts driving, but if I stop at a red light, obviously that's going to happen. So fits it perfectly well. I'm not a car seat professional, so I can't really talk about the installation because I don't want to endanger anybody, but basically the way I have it installed, very nice, fits everything, and it's just perfect. Fits the whole carrier really well right here, which is very nice. And then I have this guy that's going to fold down, a little cup holder, little extra storage. But yeah, legroom's great. Could do a road trip back here, no problem at all. Really nice view of the front, and then obviously when the roof, you know, folds in, you're gonna have a great time back here too, just like we would up front. So let's take a look up there. Okay, next up, as usual, we have the front seat. Much bigger of a door here for the front seat. Not a lot of stuff going on, again, because these doors can come off. You can see by like this kind of cable here. I haven't really looked into how we take it off, but I know that that is probably one of the steps. So really no window controls, nothing like that. No seat, no memory seats at all here, even though we're paying 92 grand. But yeah, nothing like that, but that's fine. I like, again, the blue stitching here. We can take a look at the seat quick. We have the Rubicon that's kind of like stitched in, as well as the blue stitching continues throughout here, which is super nice. So let's actually hop in. Again, you gotta give it a little jump to get in, but it's no bother. Then we're greeted by this really nice steering wheel. I love that they kept the blue stitching here. You know, kind of like the electric vibe. It really does give you that. And then, you know, it's relatively a basic steering wheel, right? I have my media controls here, or my menu controls here for the digital part of the gauge cluster. I got my adaptive cruise control settings right here as well, so that's nice. And then we'll take a look right at the gauge cluster here. You can see it's a good mix, digital and analog. You can kind of customize, like, you know, what's up here in the top right, top left, bottom, and then left and right. You can kind of customize all that too. So if you want different information, I like to have my EV range, which right now I'm sitting at 75%, which equals to 29 kilometers, which isn't that much. And then you can kind of go through your hybrid info here too. Really cool. You can have whatever you want. I just usually keep the speedometer right there. No problem. I do like it. I've heard some complaints about people saying, oh, it sucks that they didn't do fully digital. They could have, and those people are right. But I do feel like Jeep is like more rugged, and you kind of still want to see a good mix, and I feel like this suits the personality of the Jeep still, so that's very nice. Left-hand side, I've got my illumination controls, and then I have whether I want the car to be in hybrid, electric only, or e-save, which will turn on the engine and turn the battery off. Visibility-wise is good. I do believe that this windshield can kind of fold itself down and kind of tuck under the hood. You can always see the hood, which is very nice. It kind of gives you, when you're driving a big vehicle, you always kind of know just how big of a vehicle you're dealing with here. There's like lights here when I'm charging the battery. It kind of flashes to tell you the status of the battery charge at a glance. You don't actually have to open up the door, which is very convenient. I like it. I mean, visibility is okay, but it is a very narrow windscreen, that's for sure. Now, if we move a little bit lower, we have this very nice touchscreen. It's running the Uconnect from Stellantis, which is very nice. We have off-road pages where you can see, I only have forward and back cameras, which sucks because competitors like GM that are doing the off-road kind of style vehicles, they're putting cameras underneath, they're putting cameras literally everywhere. So I wish the Jeep also came with that, but unfortunately for this year we do not have it. But we have some accessory gauges, vehicle dynamics. I can have wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, as well as wired for both, which is very nice. I've got comfort. You can control everything here from your infotainment. I've got built-in navigation here too. Basically everything you could want from a screen is very good. The screen is also very responsive, very nice as well. But if you don't want to use the screen for HVAC controls, we have it just a little bit lower here. This button right here is actually going to allow the max regeneration. So when I let off the gas a little bit, it's going to put some power back in the battery. I've got heated seats, I've got heated steering. You know, these are some nice rugged volume controls. I really like them. Very nice parking sensor buttons as well. It's nice to have that when you're driving a big vehicle. Slightly lower here, we have the 12 volt kind of battery position here, and then we also have the windows. All four switches are of course here because they come off. We have the front and rear locking axle switch right down here, off-road plus, sway bar button, and then I have 4 buttons for auxiliary stuff. So that's like, you know, different things that are hooked up to the outside of the vehicle that can be used. I also have a little media thing here. This is kind of closed if you don't want to have this plugged in, but I have USB-C plugged in for my wired CarPlay. Then we have the little shifter here for the transfer case. I have 2 high, 4 high part-time, neutral, and 4 low. I found this thing like you really have to force it around to get it to move versus just a switch. But I really like the big meaty feel of this shifter. It's very cool, and I like the little Jeep picture they have there. It reminds me of my boy Doug DeMuro's logo. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure his logo was like that for a while, but it just reminds me of you know, our Lord and Savior Doug DeMuro. Anyways, so let's continue. This nice blue stitching here too with the vents. You got a grab handle so that when you're really ripping the off-road trails, your passenger has something to grab onto. A little bit of glove compartment storage here too, which is nice. A little bit of look at the passenger seat as well, which is very cool. Again, we have that Rubicon thing. Then if I go high, I don't have a digital mirror. Again, 92,000, that would have been a nice touch, but we don't have it, so okay. And then this is going to be the button to fold down the mirror. It's actually a soft top, not the mirror. It's going to be fold down the roof. When this is off, it really does give the vibe that you are completely, you know, you got the top down all the way, and it's very, very cool. So I'll try to get you some shots of that, and then hopefully we get some good weather to do that with as well. So we also have a manual handbrake. That's fun. 2 cup holders, and then a little bit of storage here. A lot of storage there. That right there is the winch control. So it's a kind of an external thing that you got to plug in, and then you can control your winch on the outside, which I showed you on the exterior tour. So let's take this thing on the road. Let's see how it drives, and let's talk about the battery performance and all that stuff. I'm going to do a POV drive. Stay tuned. Let's go. Okay, here we are now on the road with the 2024 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xe. This awesome thing. You could see that it did snow, but there's none on the road. So, I mean, I didn't really get to test it in that. But honestly, this thing drives so well, like just, I think off-road wise, that I don't think I would have had a problem at all driving it in any kind of bad condition whatsoever. So that's really good news. It's been a really comfortable week. It's been a really easy week. Like I said, no matter what the weather changes, like you can see, it's been raining. It was raining in the intro. It's raining now. You know, I just don't care though, because I just have the confidence. And I mean, that's the thing. It's not like a sport Jeep. Like, it's not supposed to be that fast. It's not supposed to be that anything. But it is. Well, it is quick because I can put it into a 4-wheel drive mode and, like, beam it. And, like, you could really hear the engine kind of clack on there. Like, so it is good. I do like the system of the all-wheel drive. And, like, but the thing is that when I'm, like, really flooring it like that, I have to constantly correct the direction because the handling is just not there. The handling, it just leaves so much to be desired, unfortunately. Like, it's just one of those things, like, whoa, like, okay, I gotta relax with that because it's kind of crazy. And like, so like right now it won't do it because I'm not going at high speeds, but I'll show you later on in the video when I do kind of put my foot down a little bit. You'll see that like when I do this with the steering wheel, nothing happens. Like right now you can see like the front moves just a little bit, but not even that much. Not as much as you want. Like I'm taking this turn here, and like I really have to kind of, you know, you got to be careful. You really have to pay attention to what you're doing. It's definitely not an effortless steering thing, but I think off-road, from the videos that I've seen off-road, this does a lot better in those conditions, which is good to know. But yeah, these ones, it's just bump and bump. It just, you know, you got to be really careful. But yeah, other than that, like ride quality's been really, really good. I like the ride height. I like the visibility. It's just enough. It's still a narrow windshield, but you know, it's just enough visibility. I've got good blind spot detection, stuff like that. The only thing that sucks is they haven't found a way to put in lane keep assist still. And I think, especially when you constantly have to correct a vehicle like this, I feel like lane keep assist is really, really useful. And I feel like other off-road oriented vehicles or kind of vehicles like this have figured out a way to do it, and Jeep is kind of behind on that. So like, you know, I don't have any way to tell whether I'm good or not versus a lane. So I think that would fix a lot of the correction problems if the system could automatically kind of correct things for you. I think that would make things a lot easier. But as you see, I'm driving in this thing. You know, I'm in two-wheel drive most of the time. I don't really need all-wheel drive. You do need to do it if you want like full power from the battery and the engine combined. You need to put it into four-wheel. I do have regenerative braking. I have like this little blue button you can see down here. If I pop that on, it won't bring the car to a full stop, but it will brake it pretty aggressively and put obviously more charge back into the battery, which is fantastic. Like the battery is good. Like, I mean, I can go like, you know, 34 kilometers on it. It depletes pretty quickly. I've just drove it a little bit, and it's now already at 30%. So it's not like the one that's going to last you the longest. I still think that of all the plug-in hybrids that I've driven, this is going to probably cost me the most this time around. So yeah, you're going to definitely save a little bit of money at the pump just based off what this is, because you do have that battery, and most of the time when it can, like you can see the RPMs at 0. So like I'm in fully electric mode, and I have the car in hybrid mode. I can kick on the engine, but I mean, why do that if I have a battery that's going to deploy for me? And look at this, I'm going 50 kilometers an hour, and you know, we're going over bumps and stuff. Very smooth power delivery as well, and the engine is still off. So that hybrid system is good, and that's why the battery depletes so quickly, right? Because it isn't a very big battery, 17 kilowatt hour battery, not massive at all by any means. So, you know, do have to watch it, but I love this like blue stitching. The steering wheel feeling feels good. The handling might not be great, but the steering wheel feeling feels good. Now there is quite a bit of road noise in here. I think less than previous years the Jeep has been. I think they've improved it definitely, but it's still there because I have a soft top that can come down, and like obviously the windshield is going to be able to be pulled down, so you're not going to have like pure nice noise isolation. You're going to have a bit of wind coming through the cabin, and I think you can kind of hear it. It's not so bad when I'm in these back roads here, but it really is not. It's quite loud on the highway. It's kind of hard to hear when you're on the phone. But since I have this Alpine sound system, like it doesn't matter. You don't hear the road noise. You just hear it like boom in here. Like this with the doors down, with the doors off in the winter and the roof off. Oh my goodness, this would be such a fantastic thing to experience. And it sucks because, you know, it's April, so like the weather should start to be getting nice, and it is getting nice next week, and I don't have this car next week, so I can't test it. I can't tell you about it. But I did drive with the roof open when I picked up the car. Like right away I picked up the car and I drove with the roof open. It was really nice. I had, you know, the sky in my I could just see the sky over my head. The wind, I could feel it. It was quite windy. It was cold, don't get me wrong. Like I froze a bit. Just put my heated seats on and that was fine. And like I said, this car is very expensive. This Jeep is very, very expensive. It is $92,000, and that's Canadian, right? So that is unreal for Canadian prices. Like that's a lot of money. And then like I think the ones that we're seeing on the road, those people are either rich or severely in debt because oh my goodness, how do you afford one of these? They're great cars, but I just don't know if it's worth $92,000. And I don't really see too many Wrangler Rubicons around my area, and I think the high price point might just be the culprit of that fact. I just get the feeling that it might be just too much out of people's price range because let's face it, you are going to compromise when you spend that much money, but I don't have lane keep assist. I don't have ventilated seating. I do have heated steering wheel and heated seats, so that's good. but you know, and I get a winch and stuff like that. But I mean, it's like basic things. I don't even have 360-degree camera. I have parking sensors, which is nice, but no 360-degree camera. Now, like I said, I do have a little bit of speed, so let's give it to it. Let's get up to speed here. Whee! And see, I'm constantly, like, as I get higher and higher in speeds, I'm having to adjust my steering wheel to make sure I stay on the road. And look, so now I'm going a bit higher speed. Look at this. It's so loose, and there's not a lot going on up front. So that is a thing to watch out for, right? And you can hear the kind of wind noise pick up here, and you know, so it's quite loud in the cabin. So I gotta kind of raise my voice here. Hopefully you can still hear me properly. But yeah, that is a real thing that is happening. So yeah, overall, I mean, the Wrangler is such a cool car. I just think it's priced out of everyone's budget. I think that you're not gonna see a lot of these on the road, especially brand new ones, just because it's so expensive. $92,000, I don't even think you qualify for government incentives at that point. I'm not sure how that works in Quebec for plug-in hybrids. The fact that it's plug-in hybrid makes this thing very, very attractive. I just wish Jeep could have priced it down a little bit more. Obviously, you don't have to go with the Wrangler, right? You don't have to do this, but I feel like at its almost top trim, you are still compromising a lot. You're still not getting everything that I think you should have for the price point, and that's just that. And it sucks because I love this Jeep. I think it's so awesome, and I wish more people could get into it, but like I said, the price point is just, you're either in a lot of debt or you're absolutely filthy rich. And then tell me what you do for a living, because I'd love to know. Like, you know, I'd love to take this on a trail one day. So you have to support this video so that I can do that. I can go back to Jeep and say, look, there's so much interest in it. They want me to drive it off road. They want to see it. So let me know if that's something you want to see. I will try to push for it and get the permission to actually take this thing on a trail, because that would be cool. Because I think that's where it shines. I think it shines with the windshield down, with the doors off, everything off, roof open, really nice weather, and just off-road. Classic. Get everything in here dirty, and you know, it'll be easy to clean, because it's a really easy to clean surface here, which is very nice. You know, I love the Jeep. I do. I think it's really cool. It's my first ever Jeep I've ever driven, and so thanks to you guys, I get this opportunity. It's so much fun. The fact that it's hybrid, I'm going to save money. Ride quality is great. Power delivery is really smooth. Yeah. Not a lot to complain about other than the price point. That is the biggest, that is the thing that I think is going to hurt this car the most, is that price point. It is crazy in the top end, and like I said, you just don't get enough for $92K. I don't think I could justify it going into a dealership and dropping $92,000 on this right now. I don't think so. But who knows? Used market, maybe they'll come up, and if they do, maybe I'll be in the market for one. Because, you know, maybe in my older age, I'm getting attracted to the off-road trails and the outdoors just that much more. And the Jeep Wrangler is built for that. So, with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. If you want to know what it's like to actually live with a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, then make sure you check out my other video. It's out right after the review. Every Wednesday, there's a living with video on the cars that I have. So if you want to check that out, that's there for you to check out as well. So with that being said, I will see you next week. See you in the next car. Take care.